Have you ever puzzled if the rice on your plate is quietly making your blood sugar worse? It sounds surprising. I realize rice is the sort of acquainted food, comforting, easy, a part of so many food. But what if I advised you that the manner maximum humans prepare dinner, and consume rice could sincerely be running in opposition to their fitness, especially after age 6? Hi there, I'm so satisfied you are right here with me nowadays. This video is not approximately fear, it's approximately wish, and it is approximately control. Because the fact is, there are easy tested approaches to show rice. Yes, rice, from a hidden blood sugar saboteur into a gut healing, sugar stabilizing and life-giving food, and it does not require unique drugs or fancy machines. Just small modifications on your ordinary routine. I've spent years with inside the International of Senior Fitness, and I've visible a long way. Too many folks take all of the proper medications, follow all the same old advice, but still war with growing blood sugar, cussed weight, and digestive issues. That's once I found out we frequently overlook the maximum fundamental matters proper in the front of us, like how we put together our rice. So nowadays, I'm sharing 5 easy rice hacks, which could make an effective distinction in your fitness. They're clean to do, backed via way of means of science, and satisfactory of all. They fit proper into the food you are already making. Before we get started, permit me ask you this. Do you, or a person you love, consume rice nearly each day? Have you ever felt bloated or worn out after a meal and concept it turned into simply age? Let me realize in the remarks below. I'd like to hear your story. And in case you need greater, clear, sensible pointers like this, please hit that subscribe button and be a part of our Health 365 family. All proper permits dive into the first actual rice secret, one which could alternate how your frame absorbs vitamins with only a little more time. Something so easy but so effective. Soaking your rice. Yes, that ordinary dependency that a lot of us bypass without a second notion can quietly extrade how your frame reacts to a bowl of rice. Now, I recognize what you is probably thinking. I've been rinsing and cooking rice my whole life. Why restoration something? This is now no longer broken, but this is the unexpected truth. Unsoaked rice can block your frame from soaking up the very vitamins you need. Maximum as you age. You see, rice, particularly white or brown rice, contains something referred to as phytic acid. It hides in the outer layers of the grain, and while it is absolutely natural, it could act like a bit thief on your digestive system. It latches directly to key minerals like calcium, zinc, and iron, and makes it tougher on your frame to soak up them. For older adults who might also additionally already be dealing with bone thinning, fatigue, or low immunity, this subject's greater than you think. Now, this is the coolest news. Simply soaking your rice, similar to how our mother and father or grandparents may have done, can lessen phytic acid and unencumbered greater of the one's critical vitamins. And there's any other massive benefit. It makes the rice less difficult to digest. Many older adults I've labored with inform me approximately bloating, gas, or simply feeling too complete after a meal. But once they began out soaking their rice, food have become lighter, smoother, and lots greater, comfortable. So, how do you do it, right? After rinsing your rice very well below cool water, allow it soak in heat water for 30 to 60 minutes earlier than cooking. This offers the grains time to soften, soak up moisture, and smash down the ones difficult to digest compounds. If you are quick on time, even half a hour makes a difference. But be cautious now, no longer to overdo it. Don't soak for greater than 3 hours, particularly in heat weather, as microorganism can develop and spoil the rice. One female, I remember, 72 years old, constantly energetic, however, suffering with a touchy stomach, began out this one habit, simply soaking her rice. Within weeks, her pain after food almost disappeared. She referred to as it her small miracle. It's any such tiny shift. No pills, no unique tools, simply water, time, and intention. But the reward? Higher digestion, more potent nutrient absorption, and greater strength after food. Give it a try. And if you've already been doing this, allow us to recognize in the remarks how it has helped you. Or if you've by no means attempted it, what is holding you back. Now, in case you suppose that was simple, simply wait till you pay attention what an unmarried spoonful of vinegar can do to your blood sugar. Let's flow directly to tip 22. One of the maximum unexpected and effective hints you could do with rice, including a touch vinegar. Yes, I recognize that could sound strange at first. Vinegar and rice. You was probably thinking, won't that break the flavor? But pay attention me out, because simply one spoonful of the proper type of vinegar could make a world of distinction on your blood sugar, your digestion, or even your power levels after a meal. Here's what is going on at the back of the scenes. Vinegar, particularly herbal apple cider vinegar, contains something known as acetic acid. This little compound enables sluggish down how speedy your frame breaks down, absorbs carbs. This means that your blood sugar does not shoot up proper after you eat. That's particularly critical for the ones folks over 60. Well, the frame will become extra touchy to sugar spikes. And in case you're handling prediabetes or kinda diabetes, this one step ought to be a game. In fact, a primary examine from Johns Hopkins University observed that simply including vinegar to rice can lower its glycemic index through 31%. That's a large drop from a decisive sugar response to something plenty extra gentle and balanced. I recall a type guy in his late 60s, pre-diabetic, frustrated, bored with feeling gradual after meals. He commenced including simply 1 tablespoon of herbal fermented vinegar to the water while he cooked his rice. Within a couple of months his fasting blood sugar stabilized and he felt lighter, clearer, and extra in control. So, how do you do this at home? Simple. When you are including water in your rice cooker or pot, simply upload 1 tablespoon of herbal fermented vinegar, like apple cider vinegar. That's it. The rice might not flavor sour, I promise. In fact, many human beings say it. Tastes simply a peace cleanser, or fresher. Important note, ensure the vinegar is herbal and fermented. Now no longer artificial or flavored. The artificial stuff does not provide the equal advantages and can even worsen your belly in case you're touchy, and in case you were given a mainly touchy intestine, or you are simply attempting this for the primary time. Begin with 1/2 of a tablespoon and notice how you feel. This tip is so smooth to adopt but its effect may be profound, particularly over time. And the fine part, it is now no longer a medicine. It's now no longer a restriction. It's virtually giving your frame a touch, assist naturally. And now, let's pass directly to something simply as surprising. How oatmeal, while paired with rice, with inside the proper quantity, can do wonders on your coronary heart and blood sugar. Don't pass over this subsequent tip. Now, here is a smart little mystery that maximum people have by no means heard of. Mixing only a bit of oatmeal into your rice. Yes, oatmeal. You probably already recognize it is true for your coronary heart, your LDL cholesterol, and your digestion. But what is clearly exciting is how a small quantity blended together, along with your rice, can dramatically enhance how your frame tactics sugar, or even easy out your blood vessels over time. Let me explain. Oatmeal is wealthy in something called beta-glucan, a kind of soluble fiber. When you consume it, beta-glucan acts like a mild sponge interior your system. It actions through your gut, absorbing bad LDL cholesterol, slowing down digestion, and preserving your blood sugar from growing too speedy after a meal. For seniors, especially the ones dwelling with excessive LDL cholesterol, prediabetes, or blood strain issues, this form of aid is gold. In fact, a look at from the National Institutes of Health discovered that mixing only a small quantity of oatmeal into rice can sluggish down the upward thrust in blood sugar by as much as 43%. That's now no longer a small improvement. That's a big soar in the direction of balance and long-time period health. The key, though, is the quantity. You do not need an excessive amount of it. That's why we name it the golden ratio. If you are making 1 cup of rice, about 150 g, you may need to combine in only 1:1. 5 teaspoons of simple dry oatmeal. That's around 5% to 7% of the total volume, enough to present you the benefits without overpowering your digestion. Why now? No longer upload greater? Well, at the same time as oatmeal is healthy, an excessive amount of it in a single meal, especially for older adults, can cause bloating, gas, or a heavy feeling. Gentle stability is the key. A small dose each day offers your frame simply the proper quantity of soluble fiber to aid smoother digestion, higher LDL cholesterol control, and steadier strength after meals. I have visible this small extra aid helped such a lot of people. One lady in her mid-70s, coping with each excessive LDL cholesterol and early symptoms of diabetes, began out the use of this method. She clearly blended a teaspoon of oatmeal into her day-by-day rice. After 3 months, her lab consequences advanced, and greater importantly, she felt higher, clearer, lighter, and greater confident. And one greater mild reminder, if you have kidney problems, usually speak with your health practitioner earlier than growing your fiber or entire grain intake. Every frame is unique. And now that we have got advanced the manner your rice handles sugar and cholesterol, let's examine a golden spice that has been used for centuries, and that can enhance your insulin sensitivity in a very herbal way. Next up is a small golden pinch with big restoration power. Turmeric. You've probably heard of turmeric as a spice used in curries or teas. But did you understand that only a little bit of turmeric in your rice can honestly assist your frame, respond to insulin higher, or even reduce infection all through your system? The lively compound in turmeric is known as curcumin, anti-inflammatory benefits, but one of the maximum thrilling discoveries is how curcumin facilitates enhanced insulin sensitivity. That approach, it facilitates your frame use insulin extra effectively, kinda like sprucing a stupid key so it fits the lock again. As we age, lots of us expand something known as insulin resistance, in which the frame no longer responds properly to insulin. That leads to better blood sugar, fatigue, weight gain, and from time to time, extra serious complications. But studies from the National Institutes of Health observed that regular curcumin consumption over the years decreased insulin resistance via way of means of 23%. A end result akin to a few mild diabetes medications, and all it takes is a pinch. One female in her late 60s, handling kinda diabetes for years, determined to do that after speaking with her doctor. She did not extrade something else in her diet, simply began out including a small pinch of turmeric powder to her heat rice as soon as a day. After a few months, her blood sugar readings became extra stable, and she or he changed into capable of lower her remedy dosage. Her smile said the entirety to try this at home. It's very simple. After your rice is cooked and nevertheless heat, simply sprinkle 1 to 2 small pinches of natural turmeric powder over it and stir gently. The warm temperature facilitates launch the herbal oils and aroma, and the taste blends superbly with simple rice. Start small. Specifically in case you are now no longer used to the taste. You can continually increase, grade by grade over the years, as your palate adjusts. Just make certain you're the use of natural turmeric powder, now no longer curry powder. Curry powder typically contains turmeric, however additionally consists of salt and different spices. That won't provide the same advantage and will disillusion your belly if taken in huge amounts. Also, if you have gallbladder problems or are taking sure medications, take a look at with your fitness care company earlier than including turmeric, frequently simply to be safe. This is a small, colorful dependency with gentle, however effective effects, one that connects you with centuries of herbal restoration wisdom. And now, as we pass to our final tip, get prepared for something even extra. Set in a technique that doesn't require including something at all. It's all approximately the way you cool and reheat your rice to unencumber even deeper intestine fitness benefits. One of the maximum sudden yet tremendously effective rice conduct. Cooling and reheating your rice. Yes, that's it. No special ingredient, no supplement, just letting your rice cool after cooking, after which lightly warming it up once more, earlier than ingesting. Simple, yes? However, the science at the back of it's far not anything quick of amazing. Here's what happens. When you prepare dinner rice, after which permit it cool, the starch inside it certainly changes. It turns into something known as resistant starch. Unlike everyday starch that receives digested quick and will become sugar in your bloodstream, resistant starch resists. Instead of breaking down in the small gut, it travels further into your massive gut, in which it turns into meals on your intestines. Good microorganism. That method higher digestion, much less inflammation, and stronger immunity. It's like giving your intestine a mild restoration rub down from the inside out. But it's now no longer all resistant. Starch additionally facilitates less than post-meal blood sugar spikes, helps bowel regularity, or even improves how your frame uses insulin. For seniors, mainly the ones managing blood sugar, intestine discomfort, or constipation, this one alternate can bring massive relief. Iasu has labored with a person in his 70s who had treated constipation and irritable bowel troubles for years. Medications helped a touch, however, not anything added actual comfort. He commenced cooling his rice after cooking, letting it take a seat down, then reheating it earlier than meals. Within a few weeks, his digestion changed dramatically. He felt lighter, more every day, and in the end at ease. So, how do you do it? After cooking your rice, depart the lid open and permit it. Take a seat down at room temperature for half hour to an hour. You can then consume it, or higher yet, save it with inside the refrigerator and reheat it lightly later that day, or the next. When reheating, simply heat it till hot. Don't overcook it or permit it. Take a seat down to lengthy at room temperature. Especially in hotter weather, microorganism can develop in rice, neglected to lengthy. So, if you're now no longer ingesting it proper way, refrigerate it directly and revel in inside 1 to 2 days. It's this kind of easy alternate. However, the rewards are deep. Better intestine fitness, advanced blood sugar control, and a feeling of inner stability that so many older adults lengthy for. Think approximately that, with simply a piece of time and planning, your rice can end up one of the most nourishing meals in your plate. Now that we have explored all 5 of those mild, however effective rice conduct, permits take a second to mirror and wrap it all. Every of those pointers is small in its very own. What truly transforms fitness is the manner they add up. Meal with the aid of using meal, grain with the aid of using grain. These 5 rice conduct may also appear small. However, they maintain actual power. Soaking your rice, including a touch vinegar, blending in a piece of oatmeal, sprinkling turmeric, cooling earlier than reheating. Each step helps your blood sugar, digestion, and lengthy time period energy in its very own mild manner, and this is the truth. It's never to overdo to make changes. You don't have to do the entirety at once. Start with simply one, whichever feels simplest for you, and notice how your frame responds. Small steps regularly, 'cause the biggest changes, visible those suggestions, assist so many older adults experience better, move easier, and take again manage over their food and their health. You deserve that too. If this video helped you or gave you something new to suppose approximately, please supply it a like. It really helps our work. And if you would like to live in this adventure with us, tap subscribe to enroll in the Health 365 family. We're right here for you with practical science primarily based, totally suggestions that match your life. Have any of those rice behaviors surprised you? Or have you ever already attempted one before? I'd like to pay attention, approximately it. Feel unfastened to percentage your mind with inside the comments. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you with inside the subsequent video. You've got this.